Hey guys, it's that time of year again where we're bringing to you the holiday gift guide from Getzone.com. We have a number of different items that we like to show. We've been doing this now for a number of years. Today we're going to take a look at handguns, and we're going to start out with the Ruger Wrangler. This is a new offering from Ruger. It's a single action 22 revolver. This actually is budget priced in mind, but it still has all the great Ruger quality features. The Ruger Wrangler. This is a new offering from Ruger. It's a 6-shot single-action revolver in 22 long rifle. Of course, Ruger has been putting out the single 6 and the Bearcat for a number of years, but the one big thing about the Wrangler is it comes in at less than half the price. But the finish on this Wrangler is a silver finish. It is a Cerakote all the way through. It does have a cold hammer forged barrel that's 4.62 inches in length, and then of course you have a blued cylinder. The frame is an aluminum alloy, and you have synthetic black grips that have really good texturing to them. Again, this is a single action pistol. That means it's like the Old West. You just pull it back for every shot and then pull the trigger. Now, one thing about this is it does have the transfer bar. You can see it coming up right here, and then when you fire, it'll release and allow you to shoot. But the big thing is this will protect you in case you drop this. It is drop safe. Overall, it's 10.25 inches and it weighs about 30 ounces. When you're shooting 22 long rifle, it makes it a pleasure to shoot. I love taking 22 out to the range. It's just low recoil. It's low muzzle blast. It's cheap to shoot. I mean, they're just a lot of fun, especially for first-time shooters. This makes an excellent choice. And even buying the handgun doesn't break the bank. I mean, these are very reasonably priced, and yet they still have that Ruger quality. But again, guys, it's so flat shooting. It's just a joy. You really feel like you're Wyatt Earp all over again at OK Corral. This would be a great backpack gun, great for horseback riding, great just to have on your hip or to take to the range for plinking. Now, producing revolvers can be kind of expensive, and that's one of the reasons why the prices have gone up over the past few years. But when Ruger introduced the Wrangler, it really brought it more affordable just to take out and shoot, and yet very reminiscent of those old days in the West. And for more information, you can go to Ruger.com. Now, the Arachna Grip is something that I've had a lot of experience with over the past couple of years. This is my concealed carry for my wife. It's a shield. And one of the problems that she had was racking the slide. She would try to push forward and she tried different things. I mean, she can rack it, but she just didn't have the confidence that she really needed. One of the things we found was the Arachna Grip. And this is almost like skateboard tape that fits into each of the serrations. It goes along the top and then it goes down through the other side. This really helped aid her in being able to rack that slide. So people with weak hand strength, they're able to rack slides, whereas before they couldn't. And as you can see, we have a number of different kinds out here because we have a number of different pistols. We're going to try out the Glock 42 and 43, but they make Arachna Grips for almost any caliber, any pistol, and a lot of times you can get them just plain, and other times you can get them with different logos on here. The Spider seems to be obviously one that's probably the most popular, and here we have the red Spider, thus Arachna Grip, and it looks like a spider. Now, with each package you get 2 separate Arachna Grips. These are adhesive. One of the things about this grip too is it's a plastic type polymer, and so it is impervious to wet conditions. It's impervious to oils and things like that, but the adhesive on the back is actually marine grade adhesive, and so this is going to hold up very well. In fact, on this shield, these have been on here for 2 years, and she carries this every day. You get alcohol prep pads, and you get an Arachna Grip sticker. Now, while the Arachna Grip gives you a little more texturing, definitely in the back, especially on smaller pistols like this little LCP. I mean, it's really tiny. It has a small slide. So being able to get that very aggressively with confidence. But one big plus is not only on smaller pistols, but larger pistols. If you get any kind of blood on this part or your oil or whatever, any kind of wet conditions, that way you're able to grab your slide because that metal is going to be a little bit harder to grab hold of. So this just gives you added capability even with larger frame pistols. And then if you like the Talon grips, it really makes a perfect match. And for more information, go to arachnagrips.com. Now, one firearm company that I have had quite a bit of experience with is the Getzone. We've done a lot of Beretta 92 clones from them and some other handguns. But this is the MC28. Obviously, very close to the original Smith & Wesson M&P line. It is in the FD color, but they do make it in black, and they also do a two-tone. It's 9mm, it's striker-fired, polymer frame, comes with 2 additional back straps and this tool to install it. The finish on this is exceptionally nice. We have cuts right here in the slide. That's going to offset putting on a red dot in the back. The cuts in the slide actually act as serrations, plus you have some abbreviated serrations right here at the bottom. We have 3-dot metal sights, and we have a cocked striker indicator here, so when we pull the trigger, it disappears. 3-slot Picatinny rail with a curved trigger. Your mag release is right here. Drops out your 17+1 magazine, and these are made by Metgar. Cocking serrations that are really aggressive, great to get a hold of. No external frame safety, and it has the blade style trigger safety. Has a 4 1/4 inch barrel with a loaded chamber indicator in the top, and it comes in at about 28.5 ounces. Now, one big plus for the MC28 is that it is optics ready. So you have this plate here, of course, it's removable, and it does have a rear sight attached to the base. Included is your adapter mount and a micro red dot. Now, this is actually made by ADE Optics. It's waterproof. They have a 1-year warranty. This is called the Crusader Mini. It's all aluminum construction. Now, the sight's really easy to install. Just screw down your adapter plate and then bring your sight over. There are 2 screws you fit in. Now, the sight activation button is right here on the side. Just press it and hold for 3 seconds. And while it's difficult to tell right here, that dot is really bright. Now, when shooting the MC28, it's definitely reminiscent of your original Smith & Wesson M&P, which is a great design. Very smooth shooting, very ergonomic. All the controls are where you want them to be. And then with the 17+1 round magazine, I mean, you have plenty of ammo. Having the red dot definitely helps you to get right on target. One thing about red dots is that a lot of people are switching for self-defense. Seeing the 1 dot is a lot easier than lining up your sights. So no wonder it's become very popular. Probably one of the best features about the Getzone MC28 SA is the price. Optic included, the retail price is $445. So you're looking at under $400 for a really good quality firearm with the optic. And you can find out more information at eaacorp.com. Now, Pilgrim Ammunition is a newcomer on the market. They're producing some really highly effective self-defense rounds. 380 ACP, 9mm plus P, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 45 ACP plus P. These produce greater velocity, more knockdown power, and less felt recoil. Now, we're going to take a look specifically at the 9mm version. This is what they call the Torch. This is, again, plus P rated. It's a 50-grain bullet. It is a solid copper hollow point. It's going at 2,000 feet per second, which actually gives you about 75% more velocity. But with the lighter bullet, you're getting 30% less felt recoil. This will penetrate barriers, but when the cavity fills with fluid, the hydraulic pressure builds and it blows the edges of the case out. So this will really expand and give you 100% energy transfer. Now, it will penetrate barriers, but when it hits soft targets, it will expand. And the 9mm is producing 450 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. The cavity is impressive, and yet it comes down to a good taper, so this should feed very well in your firearm. And we're going to be doing some testing. Wow, that tore that ham slap up. Look at that. Incredible. Man, it smells good. I'm going to have to cut a piece off and eat it. And guys, we're planning to bring some more testing to you coming up with the different calibers just to see how well this performs overall. These guys are out of Sarasota, Florida, and for more information, go to pilgrimammunition.com. The FN 509 is just an excellent pistol in itself, but we have the tactical model. And this was one of the firearms introduced into the modular handgun trials for the U.S. military. And because of that, there are a lot of upgraded features that we've gotten from those trials. One of the big things you'll notice right up front is we do have an RMR, and this is an RMR compatible firearm. It does have the plates. I mean, there's a number of different choices, adapters you can use, but it also has high profile suppressor height sights. So you can actually see your sights not only through the RMR, but you can see those over a suppressor. Now we have a threaded barrel, and it's a 4.5-inch cold hammer forged barrel, but this is a great host for your suppressor. And again, you have your suppressor height sights already ready to go. Here we have the FDE color, which is really nice. I love the two-tone effect. Front and rear cocking serrations. You have ambidextrous magazine release, and we also have ambidextrous slide stops, and then you have your takedown lever. We have a Picatinny rail with 4 sections. The grip is also something that's very unique, very grippable. So one of the things about FN is they do a great job of making their grips really feel like you've got a solid grip on the handgun. Large checkering on both sides. Of course, you have a number of different backstrap options as well. But not only do you have the 17-round mag capacity that comes with the gun, it also comes with a 24-round mag, and it's the exact same size as your slide, so it makes it fairly easy to be able to conceal. This firearm, even though it's large in some aspects, it's very concealable in others. And again, then you have the tactical aspects, which really take this up to another level. Now the 509 Tactical shoots extremely well, which all of FN firearms do. I mean, it's just a very solid feeling handgun. A lot of it has to do then with the grip, very textured, and then, you know, with the RMR, the sights are easy to see, but then if you want to go with your suppressor, you're able to switch out your suppressor very easily. So it's a very adaptable handgun, feels really great when you're shooting, very flat shooting firearm. When you have your standard plate that covers where your RMR adapters are, it does have these wings right here to be able to protect your sight. Firearm has a proven record, and they supply a lot of firearms already to the U.S. military. And you can find more information at fnamerica.com. The Kimber Micro9, a very concealable 1911 style carry pistol. This is actually one of the pistols that I carry on a regular basis. Very thin, very easy to conceal, and yet you have that single action that feels a lot like your standard 1911. The slide is made from stainless steel with an alloy frame to keep the weight down, comes in about 15.6 ounces. Barrel length is 3.15 inches. It's 7 rounds in the magazine, and it does come out with a little base plate, which makes it nice to be able to grip the pistol, full grip. You can get a flush fit 6-round magazine. The ejection port is lowered and flared for increased reliability, and the mag well is beveled. Comes with steel 3-dot sights, but night sights are available. One thing about Kimber is the finish is always on par. I mean, they do an excellent job with all of their firearms for just a beautiful finish. And this is no different. But they do offer a number of different models with different finishes, and so there are a lot of choices. It is 9mm, and it is a very small pistol, but you have a lot of power. Honestly, because of the 1911 design, it really feels great in the hand when you're shooting it. Now, there's no grip safety, but you do have a mounted frame safety. Of course, you have your regular slide stop and mag release, which are all very typical for 1911s. The barrel is crowned, and it's highly polished. But shooting the Micro9 is really a pleasure. Again, it's really thin, it's really easy to get your hands around the grip. For this size pistol, it shoots pretty flat. A lot of times with 9mm in a very small pistol, it can have some pretty significant muzzle rise, but the Kimber just seems to shoot flat, and it's really a joy to take out to the range. And if you're looking for an excellent, really thin concealed carry piece, especially one you want to take out to a barbecue, the Kimber Micro9 is an excellent choice. And you can find out more information at kimberamerica.com. Guys, if I could only have one handgun, it would be the Glock 19. And the Gen 5 has a lot of great upgrades, and then you add the MOS version, which is optics ready for your RMR or whatever mount you want to put on it. And this, to me, makes just the perfect gun. The big reason is it's small enough to conceal carry, and yet it's large enough that when you're at the range, you feel like you have a full-size handgun. On here we have a Trijicon, SOCOM, HMR. This is 4 handguns, and it just goes perfectly with this firearm. One of the things about the Gen 5 is, of course, the front slide serrations and the smaller grip, no finger grooves, but the big thing with this is there are a number of different internal changes that just improve Glock perfection. 4-inch barrel, so it makes it small enough, and yet you can get really good accuracy. And the slide finish on the Glocks are just exceptional. They hold up to about any kind of condition. You have your polymer frame, which is typical for Glock, but you have an ambidextrous slide release. This is a striker fire pistol with your trigger safety. There are firing pin safeties in here, so this is a safe pistol to carry. And the polymer frame of the Glock is world famous, but now we have the pyramids here, and again, no finger grooves. So it gives you a really good, solid feel when you're shooting the firearm. And the first Glock I ever bought was a Model 19 Gen 2. And they've always just proven themselves no matter what conditions. Of course, taking this out to the range, they just shoot very well, very flat. To me, the Model 19 is probably one of the best shooting Glocks out on the market, next to the G19X. This will accept any of your extended magazines with your 17 round all the way up to 33 round. And guys, to me, when you take the Glock out to the range, it's like coming home. I've put probably 100,000 rounds through Glocks, and they're just exceptional. They're always reliable. They're just one of those guns that when you have it and you pull the trigger, you know it's going to fire. And it's going to keep firing in any kind of conditions. So to me, again, if I had one handgun, it would be the Glock Model 19. And the MOS model really makes it perfect. And for more information about the Glock 19 MOS Gen 5, go to us.glock.com. While Beretta is the oldest firearm company in existence, over 500 years in Italy, they continue to make really unique firearms and very current. This is the APX. It's actually the Centurion. It's a 9mm polymer frame striker fire pistol. There are some things about this pistol though that differentiate itself from other polymer frame striker fire pistols. And the first thing is the slide. I mean, definitely a departure from your standard slide. You can go into a gun shop, you can see a whole slew of different polymer frame striker pistols, and to be honest, they all look the same. It's one of the things about the Beretta is really taken a step forward to me with this slide. Not only is it unique, but it's also very purposeful. And one of the things about this slide is that no matter where you grab on the slide, you're going to be able to pull the slide back. Doesn't matter. It's just anywhere. I mean, it just comes open. And so no matter where you grab, you're ready to go. The other thing is the texturing on the grip itself, the really fine texturing here and on the back strap. It gives you a good solid feel when shooting it. And then we have the side panels right here that have that laser etched engraving. I mean, it's a beautiful frame. You got a nice magazine release right here. It is 15+1 in the magazine, and of course you can get extended magazines as well. You got your Picatinny rail, you have ambidextrous slide release or slide stop, and of course we have our takedown lever here. No external frame safety. You have all of your safety right here in the trigger. Now it comes with metal 3-dot sights, but the RDO version does have the cuts here for an RMR or a miniature optic sight. One of the big things though about this handgun in particular is that it is a modular handgun. It has a modular chassis. You can remove that. That is considered the gun, and you can replace it with different frames, or you can replace it with different slides. And so that gives you a lot of options. This slide is the exact same size as their subcompact, and then they have their full size. They have different grip colors. You can go with green, FDE, and of course the black. And you can get longer grips, and of course with the subcompact, even a shorter grip. So there's a lot of configurations. I think they run about $50, so it's really easy to switch these out. But another great feature of the APX is its recoil management. It shoots very flat. It has a low bore axis, and it fits into the hand very well, and so it's easy to control at the range. Very flat shooting, very accurate. And guys, I'll tell you, the APX, yes, it's unorthodox in the way it looks, but there is a lot of great features about the Beretta APX line. And you can get more information about the Beretta Centurion on Beretta.com. So guys, I hope that this has given you some ideas for Christmas, not only for family and friends, but possibly for yourself. And again, we want to thank Ruger for being the sponsor of this video. Also, Getzone.com, one of the largest outdoor websites for shooting, for sporting, for survival. Check out Getzone.com and have a Merry Christmas. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.